My name is Andy Roper. I have a private high-end personal training studio where we only work one-on-one with clients in the Orlando area. Hope everyone had a great Easter. I want to talk a little bit today about flexibility. Many of our clients come in with a desire, in a primary objective even, is their desire to increase their flexibility. And whether they're here to increase their strength, for strength training, powerlifting, or whatever athletic endeavor they're trying to achieve, or losing body fat or whatever, almost everybody needs to work on their flexibility training before they get into strength training, especially if they're untrained or have not trained recently with resistance training. So we have to ease clients into a regimen that's going to allow them to be flexible and mobile enough to achieve the lifts that they have to do in order to change their physique. So a good portion of what we try to emphasize to our clients is flexibility training. I'm just going to give you an example of a movement that we would do with a new client, even an athlete that's actively training, to increase the mobility of the hip flexion. The hip flexors, the piriformis, the glute minimus, the glute medius are totally and highly neglected muscle groups unless you just happen to be all the time doing side to side lunges or whatever. You're probably not utilizing these muscles efficiently and effectively. Almost everything's standing. It's almost impossible to even work these. So we have our clients lay on the side. This is an example of what we would do with a new client. We would have them lay on the side of a slightly inclined utility bench. This can be performed on a flat table as well. The ground is an option. It's a little more, little less comfortable. So I've got my knee right in the center of the bench. I've got my spine directly straight up and down all the way to my toe. My bottom leg is tucked under to disengage it. We're trying to activate the hip flexion, the glute medius, glute minimus, piriformis, and increase the strength and mobility and flexibility of this area, because it's a highly neglected area of flexibility and very important to other various lifts, deadlifts, squats, lunges, etc. So we have clients that start with raising the foot up, pull the knee in, push out, down. Again, we're trying to maintain this ideally straight up and down alignment of the spine. I'm hanging onto the side of the bench, I'm hanging onto the bottom of the bench, I'm pulling my body down, and hopefully without activating the lower back, raising the hip, pull the knee in, push out, down, up, in, out, down. We typically have people do 12 to 15 of these. I'm going to abbreviate it for the sake of the video. And then we would go right into a slightly different variation. We would just go into a raise. I've got the knee bent maybe 5 degrees, and using the glute minimus, glute medius, hip flexion, we're just going to raise up and down. And this is mostly just resistance. Obviously, this is not a flexibility component of the exercise. Again, 10 to 15. And then we'll go into a little waggle type thing where we have the client try to keep the knee in exactly the same spot, roll the leg up and down for 10 to 15 reps. The whole time I'm overly emphasizing trying to keep my lower back straight up and down so that I'm not activating the lower back. Then we will go into really high, just the kick component. And we will work on flexibility with this. We try to get the knee in tight, try to get the foot up high and out. Again, 10 to 15. And we would spin around and do the exact same thing on the other side. So, FormTech Fitness, Andy Roper, just an idea of how we work on increasing flexibility and mobility by strengthening the hip flexion, getting our clients ready for strength training if they haven't already been, or looking for imbalances in their bodies that might have prevented them from using perfect form or ideal form for their body type. FormTech Fitness, hope everyone had a happy Easter, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much.